President of the Republic of the Gambia, the First Lady of the Republic of the Gambia, Mr. Chief Justice, Honorable Ministers, Honorable Members of the Bar and the Bench, Members of the Diplomatic Corps and Consular Corps present here today, venerable religious leaders, the Imam Ratib of Banjul and all Imams present here today, and the Supreme Islamic Council members, Mr. Bishop Odeko, and all the members of the Christian Council present here today. The Deputy Mayor of Banjul and the Mayor of the Kanifing Municipal Council, District Chairmen of Divisions, Chiefs and Alkalulus, who are all present here today to witness this historic solemn occasion that is taking place in Gambia's House of Parliament. It is indeed for us as the children of Sir Dawda, who brought us up in the political arena, to stand here today with pride. As much as we mourn this great son of Africa, a great son of Gambia, we as the people whom he groomed will not only mourn him, but will celebrate his successes and achievements, not nationally alone, but internationally, to promote and protect and uphold the dignity of the human race. Sir Dawda sacrificed his job to lead the People's Progressive Party, when at that time there were only two Gambians who were heading departments, Dr. Jones of the Medical and Health and Sir Dawda Kebara Jawara of the Department of Veterinary Science. At that time, in colonial days, there is nothing more big in terms of positions than heading a department. He sacrificed that because a call was made on him by the Gambian people to come and lead a crusade against colonialism, against tyranny, against suppression. He took it up, although he didn't know what was in front of him, but Gambia was worth everything to him. I want to thank the 242 ladies sitting here, Lady Chilel Jawara and Lady Njeme Jawara, and to extend our condolences to the family of Sir Dawda Kebara Jawara, to the families of the Fosters, the families of the Njais, and the families of the Mbojen. This is a collective occasion where all Gambians have something to say, to contribute, and be part of this solemn occasion, because Sir Dawda was for the Gambia and for not for one individual or one tribe or one religion. Sir Dawda was a Gambian. He proved it when the initiators and forefathers of the PPP went to him and said they want to form a party and make him to lead it, and it's called the Protected People's Party. He advised them strongly that the unity and cohesion of Gambia is more important. Therefore, let us have a party that encompasses every Gambian, irrespective of where you come from, which tribe or which religion. And he proposed a new name called the People's Progressive Party. Thank you, Sir Dawda, for making Gambia one united front, one united family. He championed the independence of this country and became our first Prime Minister. Look at the first referendum for us to become a republic. We lost the referendum by less than 500 votes. And the supporters of the PPP called up a meeting in Faraba Banta for him to declare a republic. He said no, because we have lost, even if it was one vote, we should not undermine the constitution and legal instruments of this country. And he even said if they want to force him, he was ready to resign, but he will never ever agree to anything that will violate the laws of this country. What a great man. And it was only after the second referendum that he became the president of this country. We are pleased to have here a big delegation, important delegation from Senegal, from Medina Bay, who have come to witness this occasion. We thank you very much for leaving Senegal, coming up to here to witness the burial of the greatest son of Gambia, Sir Dawda Kairaba Jawara, who had a very serious relationship that I know with Baye Niasse. Even when, before he became a politician, as a veterinary doctor, he visits Kaolack and go to Baye Niasse. And this continued even after he became a politician. We thank you very much, the Senegalese delegation, for coming, and please continue to pray for the friend of Baye Niasse lying here in state today. Mr. Speaker, Sir Dawda realized the importance of Gambia and Senegal. That is why immediately after independence, he sat with Senghor and they signed a declaration and an agreement on education, culture, youth, and defense. And because of that foresight, we were able to be saved from the desperation and treacheries of terror in 1981 when Kukoy Samba Sagna waged war against the Gambian people. We thank Senegal for their intervention and accepting and respecting the agreement that was initiated by Sir Dawda Kairaba Jawara. His achievements, we know his humility, his openness, his tolerance, and his accommodation, and his ability as president, as leader, to listen and accept advice was one of the biggest and the most successful values that all of us are copying from this great person. Sir Dawda, we will never forget about your legacy, and we'll live by it, not only talk about it, so that we once again see Gambia to become the peaceful country of the world. When Ahmed Sekou Touré and Senghor were in order until there was going to be war, nobody sent Sir Dawda. He got up on his own initiative and go and talk to these two heads of states and bring them together and make sure peace took place between Gambia and Senegal. And for the first time, each of the countries sent diplomatic positions to the other country, thanks to this great person. When Ofebwanyi and Ayadema had a problem, Sir Dawda took it upon himself to go and negotiate between two countries until there was peace between them. When Liberia and Sierra Leone, for the Mono River thing, had their problems, Sir Dawda was the one who went and negotiated and make sure there is peace in these countries. When the war of Iran and Iraq took place, Sir Dawda was chosen as one of the committees for the mediation of peace. And unfortunately, the chairperson of that mediation team died immediately after. That was the president of Guinea, Ahmed Sekou Touré. And unanimously, the UN agreed that Sir Dawda should head that team. And through Sir Dawda's effort, peace was established between Iran and Iraq. ECOWAS, he was one of the initiators. That is why the name ECOWAS emanated from Sir Dawda and his then Minister of Finance and Economic Affairs, I.M. Gaba Jahumpa. And his play and his activities in this community, all Gambians know about it, all Senegalese, and everybody in the sub-region knew about Sir Dawda's activity to bring about change and development in the west coast of Africa, so that our dependency on foreign aid should stop. We should be able to make sure what he said, Teshito, to be able to be self-reliant, do things for ourselves. Sir Dawda makes sure, because of his beliefs in human rights, rule of law, good governance, and the dignity of the humankind, Gambia became the safe haven of all the countries of its region, where there were despots and one-party states. They came, and when they are in Gambia, they are not taken as foreigners, but they are taken as human beings, and their rights are respected. And Gambia became the biggest safe haven of people from the sub-region running away from despotism, suppression, and violation of their rights. It is there for everybody to see. There are countries that have gold and diamond and oil. Instead of Gambians going there and fighting, they are here with our peanuts, thanks to Sir Dawda. For 29 years of Sir Dawda's rule, not one Gambian child crossed the desert to die or the Mediterranean to die. Because of his foresight, he built a cohesive relationship between his government and other governments based on respect for the independence and sovereignty of each and every state and non-interference. And we became a world icon whereby some countries like Norway, Denmark, Sweden, England, no Gambian needs a passport during Sir Dawda's time to go into these countries. Thanks to Sir Dawda. He was a great man. He had nothing to think about but the welfare of the Gambian people. How to uplift each and every Gambian from poverty to whatever you think you should be comfortable with and your family. Therefore, Sir Dawda made to us, because of the characters of Sir Dawda, because of the values, the good values that Sir Dawda has put in us, that he doesn't tolerate tribalism. He doesn't tolerate religious discrimination. He doesn't tolerate sectionalism. And we have seen, all of us here, his children are here. Sir Dawda has never used his office to promote his family or people who are related to him. All his children went to the same school that we went to. We all play football together without one police officer guiding them. He goes to the supermarket with only one police officer, and Sir Dawda himself will be pushing the trolley when he was president. Therefore, we the Gambians owe it to ourselves, our children, and generations unborn to inculcate in them this type of values that Sir Dawda has brought to bear in this country, whereby the whole world sees Gambia as the bastion of peace and stability, democracy and human rights. That is why in 1975, at the OAU conference in Kampala, Sir Dawda proposed that because of the historic dimensions of Africa, being the most dehumanized race of the world, Africa, because of our experience of slavery, our experience of colonialism, should establish a national institutional office for human and people's rights. He was able to convince his colleagues, the heads of states. But when it comes to establishing the headquarters, there was no country that can challenge Gambia for qualifying to have the headquarters today in Gambia, and up to today is in Gambia, thanks to his wisdom. We, as Gambians, have seen that during Sir Dawda's days, agriculture was prospering. We are having strange farmers, what we call surgas, coming to live with our own farmers in the rural areas, and our own farmers feeding them because of the assistance in schools and other assistance he was giving to the farmers, that these farmers from other countries come to live under our farmers. Our farmers were better. That is why in 1993, we were able to buy over 150,000 tons of nuts. But unfortunately, with the change, I was listening to the then Minister of Finance in 2015, that the total tonnage of the Gambia was 35,000 tons, a direct reflection on the poverty and degradation of the farming community. That is why our daughters, our sons are crossing the desert and dying in the ocean. Sir Dawda saw this. That's why he made the facilities so that our children will stay home and be responsible and be proud to be the sons and daughters of their motherland. The same thing happens when Sir Dawda became president. He established the Ports Authority, Gamtel, Social Security and Housing Finance Estate, and the Gum Works, and so many corporations to allow Gambians to uplift our economic possibilities and responsibilities. And these institutions are the biggest employees of this country up to today. And the boss, of course, I forgot the boss corporation. Therefore, I think we should learn from this wisdom of Sir Dawda. For all the things that he has done. When you are entering Banjul, for example, we are in Banjul, we cannot talk about everything because there is time. During Sir Dawda built the courthouse. He built the BBC complex. He built this clinic on Independence Drive. He built the children's wing and expanded the maternity wing of the RVH and extended 46 major health centers throughout the country, and not only health centers, but provide them with doctors and medications. That's why WHO chose Gambia as a training spot for Africa for primary health care, thanks to Sir Dawda's wisdom. I would say we are going to take him to a mosque called Kil Fahad Mosque. I was fortunate that when Sir Dawda went to Saudi Arabia to ask for assistance to build a big mosque for Banjul, I was in that delegation. Unfortunately, we have a competent ambassador in the person of Dr. Omar. They met the king, and the king made sure he provided King Fahad Mosque in Banjul, thanks to Sir Dawda Kairaba Jawara. I can go on and on, but I have seen my friend here looking at me. I am ready to say, I'm happy to say, Mr. President and Madam Speaker, that there are some people here with us who started the struggle with Sir Dawda. Our Kodoke is here, Honorable Kalulu Singate, being in the first cabinet of Sir Dawda and being part of the delegation in 1962 that went to negotiate for the independence of Gambia. Alaji Asise is sitting here, the first parliamentary secretary to the Prime Minister. And these are the people whom we as young people brought us up through the very values that Sir Dawda put in them and make sure it is implemented by the day. We have there Sehu Sabali, the former Vice President, Bakari Dabo, Bunja Dabo, and we have my first boss, Honorable Lamin Kiti Jabang, the longest serving cabinet minister under Sir Dawda Jawara. MC Cham is there sitting. And all these people were people who worked with Sir Dawda as a team, because Sir Dawda never agreed to suppress or to impose. He was a real democratic leader, and his humility allowed all of us as young people who can be his son to argue with him and make sure we put our points across, and he is never angry, or he will never show anger to anybody who opposes any opinion that Sir Dawda had. We have Mrs. Farmata Tambajang Jallow. But Mrs. Farmata Jallow Tambajang is here with us, who worked very closely with Sir Dawda and became a vice president. My colleagues are here, party leaders who have come irrespective of parties. Sir Dawda, I can attest, sent me on 3 occasions to Sirif Diba when Sirif Diba was a leader of an opposition party. Sent me on 2 occasions to Asa Musa Kamara when Asa Musa Kamara was an opposition leader, for them to come and answer to him behalf something national issues to discuss with them, or rivers flow to the ocean. Being opposition and being government, we are all supposed to work for one destiny and one country, and that is Gambia. And Gambia's interests come first before anything else. And that Sir Dawda played that role, and he respected it. That's why I want us now to continue building that in our younger children, in the younger generation, that we will stop adoring people. We should stop making people God. Sir Dawda has never ever done that. Finally, Madam Speaker, I want to thank and commend Lady Chilel Jawara. I am one person who goes to Sir Dawda's home every other Sunday since he came from the UK, except if I am out of this country, to have breakfast with him. And I've seen how dedicated, how committed, how loyal Lady Chilel was to this old man. We thank you, we commend you, and we pray for you, for God to bestow you with prayers, and you and the whole family of Sir Dawda Jawara. You have made us proud. What the Wolof says, demulo sey fa rek dang fa sey won. Kon nak sa bes ñew na pour ñu wax ko, te dañ ko wara wax, te man dama wara bokk ci ñu ko wara wax, because I am a living witness to your commitment, your tortures, everything, because taking care of an old sick person is difficult. Thank you very much, Lady Chilel. I thank you all, and we pray that Sir Dawda will be more beneficial going where he is going than he was in Gambia. And our hopes have been uplifted from what we have heard from people. And God pays for something good that is being done by any person. And Sir Dawda have never done anything bad for this country. We pray for him. You are going physically, yes. But spiritually and mentally, you are in us forever, and we'll try to emulate your standards, your values, and your characters, and make sure we don't only work by it, but we put it in the younger generations so that Gambia will be one of the nations to be emulated by all. I thank you all very much.